to tokenize Whisky Cask, make it easy to invest in on a global level, and also with a new feature, make it more accessible to a broad audience.
Jeremy, welcome back.
Thanks, Brad. A pleasure being back on the show again.
Well, we always love to have you back. I know you have some updates. We'll get into that here in a bit. And I know we've had you on before, but could you just give us a quick refresher and explain what Cask Capital is?
Yeah, sure. So Cask Capital is a initiative brought together by me as a native Web3 guy and whiskey investors who've been investing in whiskey for already over 15 years. And we basically, well, they thought it was a good idea to innovate the whiskey cask investment landscape as it's very traditional and inaccessible. In the UK, it's quite a common thing to invest in Scotch casks. However, on a global level, it isn't. And as those casks appreciate on about premium branded cask about 12% per annum, it's a very lucrative asset to diversify your portfolio with. So we came with this idea called Cask Capital to tokenize Whisky Cask, make it easy to invest in on a global level, and also with a new feature, make it more accessible to a broad audience.
Well, that's a lot of what Web3 is now, is democratizing finance and investing. And this new feature that you have coming out is going to help you do that in a big way, at least with the whiskey casks. So can you tell us the latest?
Yeah, so we recently launched the fractionalized whiskey cask on our marketplace. We've been working on it for quite a while. And well, the first cask is now actually up live on the marketplace. It's from an Auchentoshan cask, which is a pretty renowned distillery in the UK, Scotland. It's the first cask of the Auchentoshan brand that's been made available for retail in, I think, about 3 decades. So it's also quite a unique cask. We had 3, we're already sold 2 the traditional way. We have this one for the market space specifically for the fractionalized feature. It has 20 fractions. The fraction costs are £136 per cash, so per token basically. And each time someone buys one, it actually mints a token on the back end. And once all the tokens are sold, then it gets distributed to all the wallets and they can basically do whatever with it, what they want on the marketplace. They can list it on a community marketplace for secondary sale, or they can just hold on and watch their investment grow in the next few years.
So I think the first thing I want to ask around this new feature is, how do people participate? How would somebody go about that first step of actually getting one of these tokens?
So they have to create an account on our marketplace. They also have to do like basic KYC because it's an alcohol product. We're not allowed to sell to minors. So you have to be legally of age to legally allowed to drink alcohol in your jurisdiction. So that's one. Once you've passed that through, you can justly pay with credit cards, Stripe payment. So it's a pretty Web 2 interface. It's like buying something on eBay, basically the same user experience. The cost also includes with 10-year storage and insurance. So it's included in the price.
All right, understood. Now, one of the things around fractionalization that I know you thought was a challenge the last time we talked was the regulatory landscape. How did you manage to navigate that regulatory landscape?
So how it works, you can sell whiskey cask, liquid whiskey cask up front for like at the start of a cask. You can basically say, okay, we expect 100 bottles to get out of this cask. We're going to sell these bottles up front. And in the meantime, the cask just matures. It needs to mature for like whatever, 10, 12, 15, 20 years, depending on the cask and the age and the alcohol levels. But so you can basically sell it up front. And that's also what we're doing. Our approach is we're selling the cask up front. And whether the buyers want to actually have their bottles or have it sold through a retail shop, it's up to them once the cask is matured. So this is a way, so there are several platforms doing this in a traditional way, and we're doing it now with the innovative way with the tokens. So basically in the future, you can then redeem your token either for the bottle or you can redeem it for your investment plus your return on investment.
So I'm curious as to why you went to 20 tokens for this first cask. Is that just something you're playing around with the numbers? Do you think you're going to have, more tokens per cask in the future? What made you decide to land on 20?
So the reason why we chose for 20 tokens is because we've done several polls on our social channels. We've asked around several communities, but also during conferences where we talk with numerous people. And we asked, so from what price would you be comfortable buying a fractionalized share? And the majority of the answers were focused on a price range between 100 to 200 pounds per token. So in the future, most likely the majority of all the fractionalized cask will be somewhere between 100 and 200 pounds. It also depends, of course, on the value of the cask, because we're also, as a next step, we would really be eager to tokenize a older rare cask, which is close to maturation. That increases which is a pretty heavy price. It increased significantly in the last few years. But as it's close to bottling, it'd be really cool to tokenize one, because then you can actually have like an exit in foresight in 2 to 3 years. Price can vary, but we will always try to have the price point of 100 to 200 pounds.
All right, Jeremy, that makes perfect sense. So you can take this in the direction of Cask Capital or real world asset tokenization in general. What are you most excited about for the next 12 months or so?
Well, with Cask Capital, we're very excited, of course, to launch several fractionalized casks. Something we're really even more enthused about is launching more financial products, based on Whiskey Cask, something we're still exploring. And I think I also mentioned in the last show, I personally think it would be really awesome if we could launch, like indexes or maybe even options based on Whiskey Cask, or really build a trading marketplace where people can trade against different brand of cask. So I've like, for Cask Capital, very long-term vision, very ambitious. But that's ambitious is what brings you there, of course. And in terms of the tokenization landscape, I think what's happening now is that we're entering a next phase in RWA, where multiple projects have been building for quite a while, and they're ready now to actually, go live, and people can actually participate in their ecosystem, in their products, which is really cool, because now inaccessible markets are becoming accessible for retail, which is going to be massive, I think.
I love how you're kind of opening the horizon to new ways to invest your money. And I think starting off with whiskey is a great way to go. But I think once you've built that infrastructure, you're going to be able to expand in all kinds of other things. Jeremy, thank you so much for jumping on here today and giving us an update.
Thanks. It's a pleasure.
I'm now posting these interviews of Hedera builders independently to my channel. The community, influencers, and media outlets are free to use this content to spread the word on what's being built on Hedera. Once they're all uploaded, you'll be able to go to my channel and search for whatever topic or team you're interested in to find more information. Or you'll be able to get the most recent Hedera news by watching the latest HBAR Weekly update. So check them out.